What's up, YouTube? I know it's been a minute since I have come and posted. I know the last time I said that I had gotten a new attorney for probate, and I'm always having to be humbled in the fact that I don't control time and I cannot make things move faster, even though I want things to be done. And don't get me wrong, the attorney, great, awesome. That I have nothing but good things to say about this attorney. It's just the whole process and the fact that it's still going on. Good news though, it should be ending soon. Hopefully everything is going to wrap up next week, and then I'll figure out or find out when the next court date is for the actual complete closing, so I'll be able to be done with this for good and for all. And if you guys haven't been updated or you guys are not aware, I'm going to put a link to the other video where I spoke about probate and an opening. This is actually just a little bit over 2 years to where probate has been open yet, because it got opened in 2024 and it is 2026. So just a little bit over 2 years. And it's interesting too because we are going into the third year. It'll be 3 years in November that my husband was killed. So I was gonna wait and come and give the update about probate and everything, but now you guys know that little bit about it, and it's almost over. But I also had to kind of come in here and speak on some of the other stuff that's been going on. I try to go to my my husband's grave site like about every other week. Sometimes it's 2 weeks, sometimes it's more. I mean, life, life gets to life. And I kind of, I thought I've been cool. Life has been peaceful. Life has been awesome. I'm starting to do things that I wouldn't normally do, which is great. So today I had asked my daughters if they want to go over to their dad's gravesite, and they said they were fine with it. So we go and we get fresh flowers, because I don't like fake stuff. I think it's pretty tacky. So I always go get fresh flowers, and I go get water so I can go and put on his gravesite. I'm gonna link the other video that I have too, that kind of pinpoint some of the things that have been going on through the years. But especially like this, it's my husband's, it's a grave site. It's his gravestone. So I went with my daughters today, and this is like kind of why I don't like taking them, because they have not really been privy to all this mess that's going on. I've tried to keep it away from them. I mean, they're aware that they haven't been around my husband's family. Of course, they're aware because they haven't seen them. And it is what it is. That's what it's going to be, and that's what it's going to continue to be, because of what they continue to do. And it's not all of them. My husband has some great people in his family. Some of them I don't know, but I know he has some really good people in his family. Okay, so we are walking up to the grave site, and so I noticed a rock on the grave. I was like, that's kind of weird. And there are also other decorations on there. I mean, that's fine. Don't know who left them. I start to make assumptions, but I don't want to make assumptions. So we're going to leave that at that. But there's a rock. I'm going to show you guys the picture. But this is the rock that was on it was just sitting there on my husband's gravesite. I'm like, that's kind of weird. There are no rocks just sitting around in the cemetery that my husband is buried at. They're not just rocks sitting around. And so then I go get ready. I have my daughter pour the water in, and I'm looking at his gravestone. And like I said, this is not the first time something like this has happened. Before, it has been something as simple as they putting a decoration over the word wife. Other times it was they put a strip of tape over the word wife. And it just keeps escalating. And I try not to let it get to me. I'm like, my husband's not here. He is just buried in the ground here. I mean, he's not even here. His spirit is not here. It's gone. It's just it's probably bones by now. I don't know. But I look there again, and there is, I guess I can call it an etched, I mean, it wasn't really etched, but I'm going to use that word. There's an etched box around the word wife. And I'm just like, they left this rock on my husband's gravesite on purpose. And they were over there trying to, and like, I'm not going to throw shade, but not everybody in this world has common sense. Not everybody in this world has brain cells that work correctly. But the stone that is my husband's gravestone, and I'm sorry, I know there's another word for it, it's just not popping in my head right now, but the rock didn't even scratch it. It like leaves I guess a mark, like I said, it was like a box around, it was a rectangular box around the word wife. And so I felt it at first, and I was like, because it kind of feels like it goes in the stone, but then I took my finger and I rubbed it, and it came off. And my daughters were there. I didn't make it, I didn't throw a scene. I didn't make it that apparent. None of that, because my daughters are thriving, and they're never going to be brought into this drama. And this is why I keep my daughters away from certain individuals, why they are not engaged in that side of the family, because this is how they choose to do things. I have done nothing to these people except give my husband a proper burial, but because they couldn't get their way with things, they are continuing to take they're continuing to take their anger out on me. They made a bunch of assumptions. They assumed that I was supposed to help them. Like, all of these things. And again, this is all from the crazy story that I told that happened when they all showed up at my house on the 4th of January. No. It was on the 3rd. It was on the 3rd of January with the U-Haul. But again, I'll link like some of the videos, maybe. But I'm just like, the fact that people in my husband's family, or even the fact that just this exists out in the world, that people have so much anger and they have so much hate in their heart that you result to vandalizing it. That's your loved ones. You are vandalizing their gravesite because you have a problem with me. I'm at peace. I had to realize a little while ago and understand that they can't touch me. And I'm not going to say I'm untouchable, but they can't touch me. And the only way, and again, I'm not going to name who it is because I technically don't know, but I can put two and two together, but I'm not. The only way that they are able to get to me is to do stuff headstone. That's what it is to do things to my husband's headstone that I paid for. I asked them for nothing and they're mad. The only thing that it says, I included everybody. It's wife, it's kids, it's family. Most people know when you get married, husband and wife, the person's supposed to come first. But we have people in society that don't believe that. That's fine. To each his own. Everybody has their own beliefs. But when you leave the home that you were raised in, you cut that, not the connection, but you are now obligated to your wife and the family that you built. You are no longer obligated to the family that you were raised in. And for some reason, there are certain people in his family that can't get that through their head, and they're continuing to take their anger out on me because of all the lies that were spread about me, all the assumptions that they're making about me. And again, I have done my work on myself. I have become more self-aware of me, the things that I do, the things that I need to work on. And I'm okay with me. And making sure that my daughters have a bountiful, a plentiful future. That's what my focus is on. And now, this is never going to prevent me from going to my husband's gravesite. It makes me kind of weary sometimes. It makes me not want to bring my daughter sometimes. But I can't let them, and I'm not going to let them get in my way, ever. And what they don't understand is that they have a solid family. My family is solid, and they have always been solid. That's really all they need. Anybody else on his side of the family that's cool and want to connect with them, I have no problem with that. But there are certain lines and there are certain boundaries that you cannot cross with people and think that you're going to get back and get on their good side, get back in good graces. That's not happening. And like I said, my daughters are thriving. My daughters are happy. My daughters are growing. My daughters are straight A students. My daughters are smart as I don't know what. They have their own little personalities. And I'm not letting people, and I'm not saying people, I mean, let's focus, that family corrupt my daughters. There's no way. They're going to stay far away from my daughters. But I'm going to pop in the photo of the rock on the gravesite, and then you might be able to see it. It was kind of hard to get, but the little etch. So we're gonna call this, it's an etch and sketch, because you couldn't erase it. So you really think you're doing damage? Like, you're really only hurting yourself, and you need to get over yourself. These are people that claim they are godly people. These are people that wrote that, you know, when people say like it wasn't God doesn't like ugly kind of thing, but it was something in that area, in that realm, whatever you want to call it. I just wanted to come in and share that. I was like going through my head trying to figure out if I was going to post it, if I was going to say something, because there are certain spaces that I don't bring this drama, and people don't know about this page really, because I don't post this on other social medias. But I don't know, maybe I need some more viewers, maybe I need some more likes, maybe I need some more understanding from people to see. I mean, you know what, it don't even matter who knows how I move, why I move, where I move, it doesn't even matter. But everybody says what's done in the dark always comes to the light, and you never know who's going to bring stuff to the light. But I'm gonna check in with you guys hopefully sooner than later. I still need to tell the story about the things that happened prior to my husband's funeral. So I'm gonna be back. I might post a video sooner than later. Yeah. But until then, peace out. I hope wherever anybody is that you are enjoying nature, enjoying the weather, enjoying yourself, working on yourself, not letting other people get to you, making sure that you are focused on you and not what other people are doing, and controlling what you know you can control. And I know it's hard. It's very hard, because I found that out, to let go of the things that you cannot control, because you really cannot do anything about it. But until then, be peaceful, be brave, stand up, and enjoy yourself. I'm out.